Who's excited for autumn? I am. I'm excited to wear vanilla. It is not one of my favorite notes per se, but I do enjoy it more so in the cooler months. I think most of us can resonate with that sentiment. So we're just gonna hop right in and go over some basically all budget perfumes. So from affordable, designer, and niche. And in the niche, there will be affordable and a little bit higher end, or a lot higher end, okay? So we're just gonna hop into it. Hi Habibi, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I always appreciate you. And when I go through these, I'm really try my best not to spray anything. I say that every time. Most definitely, very likely, we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're just gonna start with affordable ones first. I have two of them, and all of these are unisex, but one of them leans a little bit more feminine, and I will note that when I get to it. But if you're a man and you enjoy floral perfumes, you might want to look into them. Oh, anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's just get into it. Okay, so the first one up we have is from Swiss Arabian. This is Shaghaf Oud Azraq. I've been holding on to this since the beginning of the year, and now this is finally the time to appreciate it. So this is honey, right off the top. Honey, bourbon vanilla, there's a little bit of cinnamon. Oh my God, and there's oud listed in the notes, but I don't get oud, right? I get woods. I do get some woods as it's starting to dry down. And there is leather note listed. I really don't get that. I get a little bit of patchouli all the way on the dry down, but I personally don't get it. For me, on my skin, I guess because I'm a female, it pulls very vanillic, very honeyish, and a little bit of spiciness from the cinnamon. So it kind of stays like that pretty all the way through. You know, the wood does get a little bit stronger as it dries down, but honey, bourbon, vanilla, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I think this runs about $35 on Joma shop. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. Yeah, so something men and women can wear. If you love honey, you love vanilla, you appreciate woods, you're definitely going to want to look into that. Shaghaf Oud Azraq, $35 on Joma shop. And I'm sure you can get on FragranceNet too. The next one, this is the one I was noting runs feminine, but I feel like if you're a man and you do appreciate florals in your perfume, then maybe something you want to look into. This is from Rasasi. This is Shaghaf Nafaeis al Shaghaf. Guys, I put these long names. Nafaeis al Shaghaf, pour femme. It's really hard to see out here with the sun. So long name up. I'll pin them all down below. So this is similar to Carolina Herrera. Good girl, from what I understand, but there's something about that perfume that I can't get with. There's something about it, when I put my nose close to it, irritates me, so I can never wear it. But on the sillage, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to wear something that irritates me, you know what I mean? So this is vanillic. This has almond in here. There is coffee. I can't really smell it much anymore. I hauled this in the beginning of the year. I'll try and pin that video down below as well. I don't think I really get that here, but it's just basically vanilla, almondy. I broke my cap, whatever. There is a little bit of amber in here, a little bit of creaminess, like a, maybe like a osmanthus creaminess or something, like maybe like an apricot-y creaminess. Oh yeah, this is really nice. And I think there's orange blossom in here and a little bit of jasmine. So there's white florals in here. And I feel like this is really pleasant. You can see the huge dent that I have in here. And I haven't worn it since the beginning of the year, and I'm looking forward to really wearing this. So if you like Carolina Herrera, good girl, or you wanted to like it sounded like something you'd be interested, I would recommend to try this. Several of you have gotten it on my recommendation and loved it. So if you love that profile, but it wasn't for you, or you just generally like vanillic, slightly almondy, slightly, I think, apricot-y. There's a little bit of fruits in here. I think maybe even a little citrus. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a little citrus at the top. Really well done. Very, I would say, feminine, but if you like floral perfumes, I think then you might want to look into this. So again, this is Rasasi Nafaeis al Shaghaf pour femme, and it runs about $40 on Amazon, $35 to $40 on Amazon. So an affordable one. So that's all I have for affordable, and I just wanted to do an honorable mention for designer because this is discontinued and really hard to come by, and I just recently got my hands on it. It is Mugler Alien Essence Absolue. I have Alien Original by Mugler, but unfortunately I have the 2015 formulation after I think Estee Lauder brought them out. So it was not the original formulation. And unfortunately it just does not work for me. I don't like it. It's too strong. It's too soapy. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. Even years later, like a couple of years I had it and I thought maybe if I sit and I come back to it, I'd like it. Does not work for me. And I know people absolutely love that, but unfortunately I'm not one of those. So I thought, hey, let me try Essence Absolue. And I was lucky to get a decant of it, because I know they're really hard to come by now. So this works for me. So it retains a little bit of that jasmine soapiness. I think of it as a little soapy from the original DNA, but there's myrrh added in here. There's spice added in here, and there's this like caramelly essence to it that make this way more delectable for me and for my nose. So one thing I'll be wearing this autumn, because I finally got a decant of it and found an Alien that works for me. Alien Essence Absolute from Mugler. Okay, so the next one, we only have one designer here. This is male marketed, but I love it for myself. I bought it not realizing, apparently a few other women talk about it, but I was not aware of that. I've been yapping on about this for several months now. I love this. I think if you can recognize the bottle, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is Tom Ford Noir Extreme Eau de Parfum. This is marketed towards women, but this is sweet, right? And I feel like this is easily wearable by a woman. It is totally appropriate for autumn and winter. I wore it in the summer, but obviously I wore it mindfully and in the proper environment. So with all of that said, there's vanilla in here, there is florals, there is spice, there is kulfi note. I think most people don't actually understand what kulfi is. It is a South Asian dessert. It is an ice cream that comes in multiple flavors. So the one this is supposed to be replicating is the original kulfi, right? There's a little bit of rose, there's a little bit of pistachio in it. And for me, I prefer the mango kulfi. But anyway, and it also kind of reminds me of Faluda. If anybody, like the 1% of you or 0.001% of you who might know what that is, it kind of reminds me of Faluda, like that essence, but it kind of makes sense. Kulfi, Faluda. Anyway, yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning, and you will get compliments in this. I think, lasts for 7-ish hours. So if you go out in the evening, it's gonna last you the night. And a little bit of spicy, and God, it is really intoxicating. Is there amber in here? I think there might be. I'm scared to spray because this one is sweet. Yeah, and I get rose as it's starting to dry down. Don't be scared. If you're scared of rose, don't be scared. I mean, there is a rose element supporting it, giving it character. There has to be some kind of spices in here. Again, there's a lot of notes listed on this. And there's also this vanilla creaminess as well. Ambers, it's just, there's a lot of things. I'm not going to get into the details because this is not a review. This is going to be a great, darker, more vanillic scent. So don't be scared that it's marketed on the male side. If you like those kind of scents or something you might be interested in, definitely check out Tom Ford Noir Extreme. I've been yapping on about this for months, and now I'm excited to now wear this with abandon, right? Instead of cautiously. All right, so now we're done with the designers. Now we're going to go on to niche, and I'll start with my scent of the day today. It is Spanish Carnation by History. It's a brand I have never heard of until now. I got this from Max Aroma, and I adore the scent, right? So this one is deceptive. It is a very cozy perfume, and because I say the word cozy, you might think it might be closer to the skin or not strong. That's not the case here. So this has a corn note listed in here, which sounds weird, but I think what it is, it just wanted to take the essence of the sweetness of the corn, because if you ever had corn, you'll know it is actually sweet. But there's also this waxy element in here, very gently waxy, like a film of wax, to add a little bit of texture to it. So I think that's how the corn maybe inspires it. Again, all speculation from how I interpret this. And there is Carnation here. And I really adore this perfume because it's almost like this silent homage to vintage perfumes. Carnation, and there's also Lily of the Valley in here. Those are very commonly used in vintage perfumes. Now here they use those elements, but they take it on a modern, they take it in a modern direction, right? So it has a muted vintage feel. Like if you would have to consciously think about it, you wouldn't smell this like, oh, this is a vintage perfume. Not at all. It's kind of like a silent homage if you're familiar with those notes, right? And I appreciate it. It has that slight clovey spiciness, like a warm spiciness, very gentle. It's like a muted spiciness, right? So you wouldn't think of this as a spicy perfume, but I feel like it just heats up that amber and that vanilla, and a little bit of the sweetness in there, and I get a bit of greenness from here. And I suspect it's from the Lily of the Valley Accords that kind of give it this translucency to it, right? Opens it up a bit and gives it a little bit of greenness. So if you paint on a canvas, if you use watercolor, so it's as if the muguet is a green watercolor on the canvas. Like it's just a stroke there to just complement everything. And I feel like this is really well done. And it is actually an extrait de parfum. This is deceptively strong. I was just testing this a few weeks ago, and I was walking from the parking lot to Whole Foods, and the breeze blew. And I just want to say something. All I did was, I didn't even do the full spritz of the atomizer. You know how, guys, what you do when you put it on your hand just to test it? So I just put it here and here. It wasn't the full pressurized spritz of the atomizer. And like 3 hours later, when I was walking into Whole Foods and the breeze blew, just as it's blowing right now, and I got this beautiful whiff of perfume in the air, and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? And I realized it was me. It was this perfume. It was Spanish Carnation. And this does get compliments. It is really cozy. There's this translucency to it. It'll be great for autumn, great for wearing sweaters. I just adore this. So if you like, I don't think I actually have a perfume or heard of any perfume with corn in it. But if you like cozy perfumes, you like vanilla perfumes, you like a slight homage to, or quiet, very quiet homage to vintage perfumes, or you like vintage elements in perfume without it being vintagey. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but Max Aroma does have travel sizes. This is $140, a clean 140, 139 for the full 50 ml. To me, this is the perfect amount, because I think sometimes 100 is too much for us unusual people who have a lot of perfumes. So 30 to 50 ml, I think, is the perfect size. They have the travel size, with the little decants. So you can test it out for about $25 on Max Aroma. So if you're curious about this but don't want to drop $139, highly recommend to go on Max Aroma and to try out the travel spray if this sounds like your jam. So again, yapping on, I'm just so excited about this one. Yeah, history, Spanish Carnation, scent of the day as well. All right, next one up, we'll just, oh, yeah, I love Mancera. I love Manceras. I am guilty of that. I know there's a love-hate with Mancera. I'm definitely on the pro Mancera. Love Mancera. I mentioned this on my list last year, but to me, it's just one of those timeless vanillas that just deserve to be on the list. And when I first got into YouTube, I never heard anybody talk about it, and the one or two reviews I had heard saying it was just a very basic vanilla, and I'm glad that I had this in my hands, and I owned this before I heard any reviews like that, because it's just, people's opinions. It's funny. It's just like how you could be smelling the same thing and have two different experiences. So I'm glad I just owned it, because I owned it. And what am I talking about? It is Royal Vanilla by Mancera. Gosh, this is exactly that. It smells royal. There is this slight Middle Eastern lean, and there's rose water and rose petals in there, and I think that was the perfect element for this versus adding in rose, because it adds a translucent rose, a rose touch, a rose feel without it being too rosy, right? And there's patchouli in there, so it really kind of grounds it. And I think there might be some kind of citrus element, but predominantly that strong vanilla. It is really long lasting, really healthy projecting. I mean, you will be smelled with this. And I think originally it was an exclusive at Harrods, question mark, but I think now it's available at places like Lucky Scent, and I think you can find it on discounters as well. I think it runs about 180, but this is like 120 ml. It's gonna last you a while. So I mean, I don't know if you can see the dent I have in there. You really don't need more than 6 sprays with this. It's just gorgeous. It really smells royal, and it has a slight Middle Eastern lean. It is stunning. Holy crap, I'm surprised like everybody isn't talking about this. And to me, I guess maybe I'm just basic. I don't find this basic at all. And again, highly underrated. People don't really talk about it. And I've been yapping on it since the beginning of my channel, and I still stick with that stance. Even a year later with my taste of finally reemerging and developing even, I still adore Royal Vanilla. Definitely try it out. I think on Lucky Scent they have samples. I think when I checked a month ago, I think it was on sale there. But you can find it on a discount. I can't think of which one now. I'll try my best to maybe pin it in a comment below. Anyway, I'm yapping too much. Absolutely gorgeous, slightly rosy vanillic, patchouli, slightly citrusy. Oh god, so good. Long-lasting Mancera, Royal Vanilla. Please look into it if you like that kind of thing. Next one, if you follow any of my posts, Instagram or here, you know I love this. This is Isra and Miraj. I'm just looking at the name. Stephane, Humbert, Lucas, Paris. So SHL 777, I think is the name of the particular line. Whatever. Long story short, I adore this perfume, and I don't hear anybody talk about it. And I'm actually not sure why. I really don't know why. This is not a good reason to buy something, don't be me. But the reason why I bought it when I saw it on the website was because of the name Isra and Miraj. And if you're not familiar, it is a story of spiritual ascension. So I bought it because of that. And a beautiful gold bottle, but also because the notes seemed like something I would adore. So all superficial reasons, but it ended up working out for me, right? I did not do the safe thing and test. You do the safe thing and you test this because it is pricey. And one thing I just want to note, if you've ever been on the website, I don't know if it still is like that today, but when I was purchasing this a few months ago, there was an 8-legged creature used as a decoration on the website. Listen, Mr. Humbert Lucas, can we just talk for a minute? Why would you do that? Why would you use an 8-legged creature? I don't even want to say the name because I'm going to freak myself out on the website. And it wasn't even just a picture. It was an animated photograph of it moving. If you catch me, okay, I'm going to stop talking because I'm going to freak myself out. Anyway, I'm phobic to that 8-legged creature, and I saw that on the website, and it wasn't a pleasant shopping experience. It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm also kind of really not. Actually, I'm not joking. I'm not sure why that was used on the website, and it was a big one. It was, and I'm going to freak myself out. Anyways, focus. All right, back to the perfume. Beautiful sandalwoody, vanillic, ambergris scent, and there's a slight greenness to it that kind of opens it up to keep it from being too dense. There's something powdery and creamy about this, and I can't stop wearing it. I really cannot stop wearing this. And for the ladies who are not familiar with ambergris, it is like, how it translates is this almost like sweet skin musk scent, at least on my skin. And on my skin, it tends to make perfumes lean almost addictive for myself, but also a lot of the perfumes that have ambergris in it for me end up being my more highly complimented scents. I don't care about compliments. I'm just trying to explain to you like the translation of it. Ambergris is an excretion, if you will, like a vomit excretion from a whale. So it may give you the impression that it should smell fishy. Not at all. Not at all. It is more on the smell of a musk. It kind of makes things very sensual, almost alluring, almost addictive. So if an ambergris may smell fishy to you, I would say it's low quality, or it could just be skin chemistry, because it should not smell, that way. It shouldn't smell like the ocean. Well, the ocean doesn't smell that way, because I like oceanic perfumes. It shouldn't smell like like the animals in the ocean, if that makes sense, okay? So don't be scared if you see ambergris. It is something that just takes the perfume or a perfume over to the next edge and just really kind of gives it that oomph factor. I think that's what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say. So if you see that, don't be scared if something is dominant in ambergris, because this is dominant on the opening with like a creamy, oh, actually I'm going to spray it a little bit here. Oof, God. Yeah, you get that fresh green spiciness, creaminess, powderiness, that addictive musk feel of the ambergris, like a slight sweet, salty skin feel. You know what I mean? Oh my God, something a little peppery as well. It's just all those things. And it is, in my opinion, I don't know if anybody else would agree with this, if anybody else has it. Musc Ravageur by Frédéric Malle, I do have that as well. But I find myself never reaching for it. Now, they are very similar, but this leans more creamy and this has an ambergris note, more dominant. So this makes it more addictive for me. So I would highly recommend to sample this if you're able, if you love sandalwoody, creamy, vanillic, slightly fresh, spicy, and musky kind of smells. And maybe Musc Ravageur didn't quite do it for you. Like, you like it, but it didn't wow you. That makes sense? So if you like that profile, which doesn't drive you nuts, you might want to sample this. So again, Isra and Miraj, Stephane, Humbert, Lucas. And one more. This one is the toilette, so it doesn't last very long. Well, actually, that's not true. It does last on the skin for at least 6 hours, but it doesn't project very much. This is more of a skin scent with more of a realistic vanilla. But I know some of you like that. You like more closer to the skin, more realistic smelling things, more organic smelling things. You're going to want to try this out. I put this on my list last year again as well. It's a very cozy smell, so I think it's a very solid thing to bring back on my list this year. It is, again, with these bloody long names, Vanille, Sauvage, de Madagascar by Maison de la Vanille. Oh my God, please, with these names, people help me out. Just knock it off. 3 to 4 words. 3 to 4 words. Is it that hard? Is it that hard with these long bloody names? Anyway, so there's a little bit of vanilla in here, a little bit of greenness. The lavender is a little bit soapy, gently soapy, vanillic, like a raw vanilla. Not even like the vanilla extract that you use in baking, like the actual vanilla bean itself. If you opened it up and you scraped out the seeds and you took the pod and put it in. So it's like a very realistic one. Because I feel like the pods make it a little bit more delectable. So if you just took the skin, the pod, and if you took the seeds, it makes it more delectable, in my opinion. But this is as if you just took the pod and put it in here. So it's very realistic, definitely very unisex. The lavender leaves a little soapy. Something very slightly woody about it. I mean, like, barely. And it does cling to your skin for at least 6 hours, even though it is at the toilet. Again, very unisex, very comforting, very appealing, very pleasant. I think very even safe for the workplace. So if this seems like your jam, you like more organic kind of smelling vanillas, definitely look into this bloody long name, Vanilla Sauvage de Madagascar by Maison de la Vanille. There you go. I think you can get it on Lucky Scent for about $60, and I think you can also find it on discounters. Just Google it, okay? I'll pin the name down below. Okay, so I think we're really 22 minutes. This is a lot, so I'm gonna hush my mouth over here. So just a quick recap: Shaghaf, Oud Azraq by Swiss Arabian. We have from Rasasi, Nafaeis al Shaghaf. Poor femme is really hard to see in the sunlight for women, directed for women, but if you like floral perfumes, men, you might want to give it a try. Tom Ford Noir Extreme by Tom Ford, obviously. My Scent of the Day, History, Spanish Carnation. You can get that on Max Aroma. Mancera Royal Vanilla. Isra and Miraj by Stephane, Humbert, Lucas. And that really bloody long name that I just mentioned. Okay, all right, so that's all I have for right now. If you love vanilla, let me know down below and what you're reaching for this autumn. If you even like vanilla, but just let me know if there's anything that you recommend that I try, if I do like autumn like vanillas, and just let me know how you're doing. I appreciate you guys for who always show up for me, silently or in the comments. I appreciate you all, and yeah, I am going to get on with my day. and enjoy the afternoon and get to doing some things. And just a gentle reminder, the sweetest fragrance we'll ever wear are not these perfumes, but our behavior. And another gentle reminder to please find somebody to thank today, even for something small. And more importantly, take a moment to thank God, because if you're here watching this video, that means we made it into yet another day. And even with our trials and tribulations, God is great. Thank you, my friend. Bye.